Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, a change will make it better. There's no one to blame, you say. Maybe we're not meant to be. There are plenty more fish in the sea anyway. Every day's a different thing. So I'm not into wedding rings. It ain't personal, it's the way I think. Yeah. You know it. Nothing lasts forever. And you know it. Yeah. That a change will make it better. You know it. Yeah. And nothing lasts forever. You know it. Yeah. That a change will make it better. Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, a change will make it better.
We are live right now. This is Live in the O. My name is Omar Koto. I'm on Facebook and on YouTube. The channel is Real Orlando Living, and I'm joined by, bring it on, fellas.
Oh man, hold on. Look, your boy Mr. Right Choice in the building, and I got my guy. Dang, Gene, did you just switch spots?
Yeah.
No, I didn't switch spots, man.
I guess because it's not wide. I see a picture in the background. It look a little different.
He said, "You got this."
Yeah, man, go ahead and introduce yourself though, Gene.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gene Duran. I'm Mr. Full Circle, your investor in Florida, acquisition specialist, and hard money broker. My job is to make it full circle in every aspect of investing in real estate.
Outstanding. And today we have quite the show. If you see the thumbnail, there's been quite the news that's came out and has rocked the real estate industry in the last year. I mean, it's been in the ether for the last year, but NAR has gone ahead and has settled with the plaintiffs. It hasn't been accepted by the DOJ just
Mm-hmm.
yet or by the court, but there's already some terms that are already out there. We're going to talk about them today. Hopefully, this panel of these experienced uh, realtors to my left and my right, and agents and investors. We're going to talk about what it means for us as homeowners, as buyers, as agents, investors, and the residents of Florida, like all those things combined moving forward. But first thing first, I want to bring up. Let's go ahead and bring up the first headline so that we can kind of paint the picture for you real fast. So the actual headline that rock the news, or we don't got that kind of money. It actually came from the New York Times. They're the first person to break it last Friday. But there were headlines like this: the real estate lawsuit settlement upends decades-long policies that helped set agent commissions. Ooh, it sounds scary, don't it?
Yeah. So,
Decades long, bro. We've been in collusion to take your money. So
I had to
nah.
disagree.
Why you why
Yeah,
you
what?
dis why you disagree, Gene?
I just disagree because it's been in place for a reason and a purpose. Think about the average buyer, their price point. The majority of buyers are not the people buying 700, 800,000 homes. They're right between the 300, 400 affordable homes. You got to think about it. People that are buying the high end homes, they're in a different economic class than the rest of the people who are buying the other houses. Let's just be real. Let's just face reality. Now you're
Yeah, that's
asking
correct.
someone else to pay another extra 3.5% when the barrier of entry was just 3.5% with the FHA loan. Now you're telling me I got to pay an additional 2 or 3% to cover somebody to help me buy it. Let's put it like this. Let's just frame this and let's give it some context, right?
Okay.
The average agent will put about 5 to 10 offers in for a buyer, the buyer's
Yep.
agent. I'm just referencing buyer's agent. Okay, so we're not saying buyer's agents are attorneys per se, but let's just say, for instance, you had to have an attorney put in 10 offers for you that you didn't win at a cost of $1,000. You're at $10,000 right there. That's which equates to the same thing as paying a
That's
compensation for an agent,
100%
which
correct.
that agent is showing you the properties, burning their gas. I'm an investor. So I tell you all the time, I'm an investor first. I'm only speaking from that aspect of it. Yeah, you can say that you're, keeping more of your equity, but does it really mean that you're keeping more of your equity when you're not paying the buyer's agent to bring you the buyer that's holding the hand of the buyer to help them navigate that transaction? Now, I can see it from both spectrums. Like, I'm an investor. I want to keep all my money, but there's concessions I have to make in order to keep my money. For
Mm-hmm.
example, when I'm flipping a house, a buyer tells me they can't afford it. They ask me for a 2 point concession. I make it to sell the house and get out of it. It's the
Makes
same
sense.
concession that's being made for residential. But I think what happens is a lot of people who own homes are not really well versed, educated about real estate in general. I hate to put it that way,
But
but
We're gonna get into who this
well,
yeah.
exactly
yeah,
affects just
just real
shortly.
just real quick off what you just said, just to say off that, Gene. There's not a lot of great realtors out here that's educated out here. I think that's one of the biggest problems right now. But before we dive all the way into that, I know he
Let's
wants to bring
slow
up.
your roll. Yeah.
We got CNN. He want to go to the next slide right here. We got CNN popping up right here. So let's slide to CNN. What they say?
CNN took the route of saying 6% commission on buying or selling a home is gone after Realtor Association agrees to seismic settlement. Not
Well,
tiny settlement, seismic settlement.
well, the reason I don't like that headline, really, because it's saying that the six commit that is gone. It's not gone. Like I just mentioned a few seconds ago, there's not a lot of good realtors out there. So if you're a good realtor, your 6% is not gone. we gotta actually tell the value of our services for the seller and also the buyer too as well, so we can navigate and still feel appreciated. Because at the end of the day,
Also,
all this
shout out to Nightcap. They got a free sponsorship just now for their audience. But go ahead.
stupid. But this all comes down to that people that the consumers really don't understand how valuable we are as realtors. I think that's where this all came down to at the end of the day. So it's six
But
percent gone.
rightfully so.
Yeah, that's
Rightfully so, though.
and
Ooh,
the
yeah,
6%. That's what's
y'all bitter, yo. Y'all sound
so 6%.
bitter.
6% is definitely not gone. I guess it depends on the agent. For an agent that's not good, yeah, it may be gone because you don't know how to navigate that. And I'm glad I got Gene on here because Gene's on both sides of the field. Because since he's investing in a flipper, he deals with a lot of buyer agents, so he knows the cream of the crop. He knows what he's dealing with, and he can actually vouch for kind of what I'm saying. What's your thoughts on that, Gene? On the
Look,
buyer side, is the good ones and the bad ones.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you and be forthcoming. The reason why I got my license is because I dealt with so many bad agents, which forced me to get my license.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tired of dealing with the malarkey, in better terms, the BS. And I got my license to get educated, to understand
You
better.
damn well know you didn't grow up with saying the word malarkey.
No, I sure as hell did, because I sure as hell did, because the area where I was at, we said words like trousers. Boy, go put on your trousers.
Boy, what is
Oh, he's
trousers? What
formal.
is trouser for people that don't know what that is?
Uh,
Your pants.
who doesn't know what trousers is, bro?
Like some bro, this is 2024. You know, none of these kids know what trousers is.
Man,
Man.
bring that
But
slide up
whatever.
real quick. Bring that slide up real quick. So
Oh my.
the thing about this particular slide is that it's assuming that our commissions were set at 6%, and that's what the prevailing thought was. That hey, you guys, you realtors set 6% commissions, which you and all of us know that's not true. So that's what this is saying, and that's why it's making it seismic, which is complete BS. Go to the third one real quick.
All right. So I'm about to hit a Rise Media real quick uh, with all these
This is
ads.
this is a random one right here. So as it stands right now, 87 brokerages are not included in the NAR lawsuit. So
Mm,
Remax
that-
settled early. I think they settled for like 50 or 55 million. Keller Williams settled about a month and a half ago, about 2 months ago. I think they did it at around 70 million. Don't quote me on these. By the way, let me do a quick disclaimer because we're going to talk about some things that not even our brokers have talked about. Our state has been very slow in talking about this. So just a quick disclaimer, I do not represent Keller Williams. I am with Keller Williams. I do not represent our board. I do not represent our National Association of Realtors, even though I'm a realtor. Just giving that out there. But on top of that, then I think Anywhere, which is formerly, the Cold Banker, my old company I came from, they settled on top of that. But places like Compass, they haven't settled. Places like Better Homes, I mean, not Better Homes, like Berkshire Hathaway, you have a large amount of big time brokers who have not settled. And with the current requirements, they stand to owe hundreds of millions of dollars. So by the time this all washes out, the way it currently stands, this is going to be in the billions that these homeowners are going to get.
that's
Ooh, wee.
so so question real quick. Let's educate us real quick on what does that mean that the number that you said brokerages did not settle. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So right now, let, let's talk about why. That's a good question. So now that we got those headlines out of the way, let's talk about how we even got here in the first place. Um,
Mhm.
Yes, that's the
they
most
were
important thing at all.
they were homeowners in Missouri that went ahead and said, "Hey, we are selling our house, and I didn't like the fact that I had to pay a buyer's agent who's not acting in my best interest
Mm-hmm.
to sell my house." So they said they didn't know. On top of that, so it was 5 homeowners, and they went down the line, and one of the homeowners saw that that they got a hold of Michael Ketchmark, he's a personal injury attorney, and they reviewed the documentation that have to do with our listing agreements. In the listing agreement, it said, okay, what commission do you want to pay? 6%, 7%, or 8%, or blank, and then insert dollar amount. And they were like, well, I guess I go with the lowest, 6%. So they thought, so what happened, what they came out of this is that, hey, we didn't know that we could negotiate our commissions. We thought we had to pay 6% in commission. Not only that, the co-broke situation was not explained properly to them, to say that, hey, just so you know, right now, did you have something to say? My bad, man. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, that part's weird because all of us are agents and we all had listings agreements. And I know sometimes we have came across savvy sellers that they be like, I don't want to pay no 6% or 5% or whatever.
Sure.
Then we have to talk about we got to go back to talk about the value of why is that? You know,
So
everybody that's a seller, some of them are pretty smart. When they start reading, they might not understand it, but when they see that 6%, 5%, they be like, "Why I got to pay that much money?" Then then we got to educate them. Educate them now. Everybody's probably not educating them. That's the problem, like you mentioned.
So exactly. So not only that, it goes back to what Gene was saying. Hey, the malarkey, right? One of the people actually saw that he thought he was paying 5% and found out later that he actually paid 6% after the
Really?
sale. Yeah. So this is all came out in this
Wow.
lawsuit,
Wow.
and they ended up winning. I mean, the court ended up saying, yeah, the jury said, yeah, this is bullcrap. There's been a collusion within our industry. Let's fast forward. Michael Ketchmark went ahead and made a national class action lawsuit, brought everybody involved, and out of that, stating the same thing, that, hey, realtors are colluding to
Dang.
to have a certain commission rate in our market, and they've been doing it for a long time. They
Man,
went as
that's
much to
crazy.
call NAR a cartel. They said that we're not acting in people's best interests. So early on, like I said, Remax, Keller Williams, anywhere, they went ahead and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and settle. There's hundreds of others big time brokers out there. They have not settled yet because this came out last year. They've been doing this for the last 5 years. They've been talking, hey, they've been chirping, but last year is when it started really getting heavy.
I'm so surprised
And
Keller
now
Williams did it though.
that when I just came from family reunion, and that was, you can see it in his face, like, hey, I just went ahead and did it. I think, and I don't want to say it, I think he knew, man. I think he knew NAR was going to do this. I can't say that he 100% knew, but these lawyers are smart. They're going down the line. They're like, hey, we're going to talk about where the point's at. If they're at this point, you can only imagine where they were at when they started off the negotiation.
So
You know what I
question.
mean?
So question. I know realtors are going to feel it, but I feel that brokerages are going to feel it worse. Now, last year we just seen a lot of brokerages dying, and especially the boutique ones and stuff that couldn't survive. And the reason some of them can't survive because they don't have the education part to help agents, probably in this situation here, how to navigate. How do you feel, you guys, on the brokerages level, not the realtors, brokerages level, because we need brokerages to hang our license. How do you guys look at a brokerage moving forward in this? Who's going to survive?
I
Gene, you
just
can
think
lead it
that
off,
there's going to
brother.
be an opportunity. It's the opportunity for new brokers to come inside, new models. You look at the EXP model, right? That's been going on. You look at the model of LPT that came on board. You look at the model of the flat fee brokerage. There's going to be a lot of that. If you guys thought that uh, this is going to be a problem because there's going to be a lot of other companies that's going to come out of it. Some tech guy is going to come out and say, you know what, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And honestly, I've experienced some of these things already. I've utilized a flat fee broker. I've experienced it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, for someone who has a little bit of time and has some structure processes, that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's why we got you on here because we know you savvy and we know you all about the full circle. You know what I'm saying? You all about the full circle. So this
All I'm
all
saying is
makes
gonna
sense
be
for
a
you to be on
whole
here.
wrecking ball. This a
Free
wrecking
plug.
ball. You're gonna have a lot of if you're not a branded agent, you're not a top producer, you're not an agent who's very savvy, know how to pivot. You're not doing continuing
Key.
education to broaden your horizon. You're gonna be outmatched. The number of realtors that's gonna be in this industry is going to go. Don't quote me on this, but it's gonna reduce by at least 20-30%.
You are
Look,
100% correct on
you
that, buddy.
you
It's
crazy. You
already
said
happening.
and you said a key thing. You said
So,
pivot. Pivot. Like all three. One thing all three of us have in common is we all produce some form of content consistently. If it's live, going to a house, showing a flip or something like that, we all are in front of a camera educating our people of whatever we're doing or whatever was going on. And I
mhm.
think that's going to separate us too as well. And I already know, like Gene, even with you already been pivoted. You do multi fast things already.
Oh yeah,
That
man. I'm
so that
I own a construction company. I broker the
nobody
deals.
told you the name.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm eating full circle, baby. I love it.
What about you, Omar? How's your how's your pivoting approach to this to for the consumers that want to utilize you?
Listen, first of all, I've done flips, I've done new builds, I've done every which way to the sun under the real estate market. And I don't want to call it too soon, but I'm already pivoting what I'm doing my content on. I'm
Mm-hmm.
already pivoting what I'm targeting and who I'm targeting. I'm
Yep.
going back into a bag that, if we're gonna get to these 3 points, but if I can no longer make money on a certain type of thing, I'm definitely going to what I'm gonna make money on. And we're just early on it while people here are asleep.
That makes a lot of
I
sense.
mean, realistically, guys, the people who understand how to pivot really, and not just pivot. Like I don't want to just use the word pivot so loosely. You got to pivot with a plan. You got to pivot. What's the action
I
plan?
think Keller Williams loved
Who
the term shift. We love the term shift.
you guys like shift? I like pivot. So, and I'm a KW agent too as well. I'm licensed with them. I like pivot. But if you're shifting, what are you shifting to? You go to the next slide. You got to have some curriculum, some guidelines, some business model. Now it's time for you to really evaluate your business model and really how you bring in value. Because if you're not bringing value, you cut yourself dry. That's just the reality of it. Because what's happening right now, people are like, I'm not with the BS. I'm not tolerating your. I hate to put it out there, all the part-time agents going to be gone. They're going to
Let's
be straight
go.
referral agents.
Oh
All
darn.
part-time agents, you're cut. You're going to just be
Oh
strictly referral
darn.
agents, and the referral fee is going to drop because I can't afford to pay you because I'm pretty sure all these things that's happening is going to impose some
Yikes.
more fees to recoup that money back. So a lot of things are going to change, and it's only going to leave the good top of the top of the top, and that's really it. Um, and those who are in the business, like investors like myself, you know, it affects us, but not really because when we list, we don't got to buy buyer's agent if we don't want to. So for me, it's a win, but it's not a win because if I don't pay that buyer's agent, I might not even sell my house. But let's be real about
Mm.
that. So
Y-
it might sit on the
You know,
market.
I
It
see I
might sit on
see
the
I
market
see he got
longer.
you he got you on single camera, so he must be doing something in the background. What you
Oh
doing, my guy?
yeah, yeah. Y'all two keep on talking.
Do me a favor. Go ahead and move to the next slide. Let's go ahead and just go into the NAR talking points.
Well, y'all okay? Then y'all two keep on going at it real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so look. So I just believe that the shift is really just going to be something that you just got to be able to understand it. So if you weren't an agent who wasn't an investor, now it's time for you to really be an investor. You kept selling houses, but you never took a property for yourself or never tried to figure out how to acquire it. So, but go ahead,
There we
Omar, do
go.
your thing, brother.
All right. So this was given out today by our MLS. I'm assuming it came from um, just so that the public knows, and hopefully, I'll educate some realtors too, because I don't think they even know like how we structured. But the NAR, the National Association of Realtor, is and continues to be the single largest trade organization in the United States, with over 1.5 million members. I mean, when it comes to that, not only are we a large training organization, but we are also have that attaches itself to PAC. So when you talk about PACs, you're talking about um, those are contributions towards political campaigns. So NAR itself is actually quite a powerful organization. No matter what they say, they don't act on our best interest. You got a lot of crap right now about what they have done for us because of this. They're still a very powerful organization. So you have NAR up top, then every state has their own association. So in Florida, we have the FAR, the Florida Association of Realtors. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of boards all throughout Florida. So, locally, you can belong to like the West Volusia board. I belong to ORA, the Orlando Regional Realtors Association. You have Space Coast, and you have Daytona. So you have a bunch of different realtor associations that you can belong to. In the realtor associations, you have something called the MLS. So before, you had to be a realtor. When we say the term realtor, NAR is so powerful that they trademarked that name. That real, you only get the term realtor if you belong to the National Association of Realtors. If not, you're just you know, they love it so much they even made a marketing campaign where they paid people to show you how to say the realtor. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I
so
do. That's so true.
so this is the talking points. I could talk about this all day. Oh, what's up, my guy? We're getting into your regular camera. So the talking points are really here. The things that we need to know.
Go ahead, Omar. We
Where we
got you.
at, man?
You're clear.
I can't
You
see
got it.
him.
You got it. You got it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're having something small. You get into it. But I like the way you
Let me
broke
tell
down
you. Let
that
me
NAR
let me let me
piece.
tell you what I know right now. I'm gonna tell you what I know right now without going into what they say because there's an official thing like we're supposed to talk like this. But let me tell you what I do know right now. There's gonna be no co-op requirement rec- anymore. That's one. Two.
Hmm.
No buyer comp is to be offered in the MLS. That means you can't put it anywhere. You can't put it in the bottom where everybody looks. You can't look it in the remarks. No, you can't. Right now people are talking about putting it in showing time. They work around. None of that. What we do know is that top offers can still be made, meaning you can still pay commission. There's nothing stopping paying whatever commission you want to.
Hmm.
A biggie that we do know that's coming out of this is you're gonna have to sign before touring any property. You're gonna have to sign a buyer brokerage agreement with every buyer. Now, in our market, that hasn't been a popular. Everybody talks about it. In some states, in some markets, that's kind of a requirement. They already do that, but in our market, that's new. So now you cannot tour a property without a buyer brokerage agreement, and in that buyer brokerage agreement, it's going to state what your compensation will be. So that's a huge change.
Mm.
And then and what we also do know is that commissions are still negotiable. Those are my 5 points that I took from once he gets back
But Omar,
from
but the
from that.
commission has always been negotiable. I mean, I beg to differ with that. It's always been negotiable. Commissions have always been negotiable. There's never been a
Oh
point in
no, no,
time it
this is
wasn't
not this is
negotiable.
not saying they're not explicitly saying hey commissions. What I'm saying is that's what I took from it is that
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
commissions are
okay, okay, okay.
still
But I want the
negotiable.
public to know it's everything is a negotiation. Everything is
Correct.
negotiable. I think if someone doesn't think something is negotiable and it goes with the whatever it is, that's your fault. I don't think that people should be penalized for you not doing your own damn research. That's just malarkey. But
So
whatever.
so so let's walk this dog. Let's walk this dog into a scenario real fast.
Hmm.
You have a buyer, Gene. I'm a listing agent. I'm gonna go into these FISBOs. I'm gonna go to and I'm gonna take listings at 3%. The seller is not going to pay me, the listing agent, 3%, and I've articulated my value already. I say, hey, I'm going to market your property. I'm going to put on MLS. I'm going to do pictures, videos, get on the internet, get on this many websites. Whatever your marketing campaign is, where everybody's got their own secret sauce. They're going to
Hmm.
say,
Listen,
And then you're going to, and then what I'll also do is warn them like, hey, you may get offers with closing cost requirements, and they may want you to pay their commission on the agent side. What do you think about that?
here's what's going to happen. You're going to get two sets of offers. Here's the offer I'm going to present to you with my buyer, with the concessions. The concessions is going to have this information on there. Either you're going to pay it or you don't want to pay it. That's fine. Um, the other offer is going to be listing agent. You might have to split your commission. So listing agent might have to say, hey, you're going to pay me 4% so they can divvy it up if they want to, or make some kind of concession if that's even legal. Um,
You ready? You ready for this? You ready for
yeah,
this? I don't agree. Me as a
that's
listing agent,
fine.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, I like your offer. I don't agree with this part of your offer. The seller can
But
also
you still
say
got
that
to,
too.
but you still got to present it.
Ah, yeah, correct. No. The seller could go, oh, I see what you're saying, because the seller's gonna be like, hey, I don't care. I don't care where it comes from, as long as I get my
My point
household.
exactly. My point exactly. And then
Ooh.
this is gonna just go up another ladder. Oh well, you're not really marketing my property. How? You didn't give me enough to give compensation. And here's the thing, though: when you take that out, you're asking a buyer to put another 3.5% or 3% on top of, or 2% when they can't afford it. Your buyer pool gets diminished. What happens when your buyer pool gets diminished? I have a lot of opportunity, so I don't have to buy your damn house. I can go buy other houses that are willing to make the concession. So what's going to happen? Your doo doo stains is going to just sit there longer. It's just what it
So
is.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I don't think you could do that. Granted, I'm not an attorney, and I think they're going to wash that
Um,
out. I don't think you could do that because they're decoupling the commissions, right? What is
mhm.
effectively saying is that, hey, Mr. Seller, you have to pay the buyer's agent directly, because the way it is right
Correct.
now is it comes through the listing broker down into the buyer's broker, the
Correct.
buyer's agent.
So you have to rewrite the contract and put it on there. And but I'm also with that on there. You have to just rewrite the contract. Uh, I don't think this is going to have I think it's going to have, it's a lot of stuff around it, right? It's a lot of hysteria. It's a lot of, oh, like it's happening. But I think it's going to die down, and we're going to see the remnants of this in a few years of how this really transitioning. To be honest with you, because
Correct.
what's going to happen
I
is
agree.
if your house is on the market for 90 days plus, you're going into 4 or 5 months. What's going to happen is there's three type of buyers. I mean, three type of sellers. The one that wants to see how much it can get and just test the market. The one that really wants to sell their house because they want to upgrade, and the one that needs to sell their house. So the last two are always going to sell faster. So if people always want to test the market, that theory is not going to happen unless you pay them the compensation somehow, some shape, because your pool of buyers, as the average median home price increases, we're climbing this ladder that's slowly up where people can't even afford to get into a house.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Who does it hurt? We already said it before. One,
It
the
hurts.
first time
It
home
hurts.
buyer.
It hurts us regular folks that's trying to attain the American dream. Like
Correct, because that's what
you don't
realtors stand for. That's what a lot of people don't understand, that's what we're doing
yeah,
it.
there
Especially as
there's
young
no longer
entrepreneurs.
the dream for you. It's Omar, think about it. When you and I bought our homes, the price was so sweet. Think about the people who are paying 400,000 at 7% interest rate, half a
They're doing that
million.
right now. I've sold several.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine how many people are being out of the market right now.
A lot of
How many people
people.
are really out of the market?
Can y'all
And
hear
when
Mm-hmm.
me?
you really think about that,
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear you. It's creating an environment where the dream that we're then selling won't be a dream. We're going to be a renter nation, almost.
Can you bring up that slide real quick, just to say what the, because I gave out my part of what I thought. I want to see what NAR told us to say. Okay.
All right, here we go.
NAR
We
gave us a
back at
talking
it.
point.
Here we go.
Yeah. So NAR, the National Negotiation have reached an agreement, and it takes effect in July 2024. That's a big thing. NAR will pay $418 million over 4 years to settle the industry compensation lawsuit out of court. NAR has agreed to implement the new rule prohibiting offers on the MLS of compensation on the MLS. And then three, NAR has agreed a new rule requiring MLS participant to enter into a written agreement with buyers. In other words, if you're a buyer's agent, you're going to have clients now.
What?
So
Yeah, I like that.
this gives us one option. I mean, not one. One big option is that I see glaring is that the professionalism in our profession needs to go up. Period. Your
100%
sales
correct.
skills need to go up, and your
Agree.
ability to
I
negotiate needs
a
to go up.
hundred
Your
percent.
ability to articulate your value needs to go up, and your ability to just to be an all around professional needs to get up here.
Look, look, the one thing y'all said earlier, I was while I was trying to fix this camera situation. I do like one thing because I don't do it. I don't do buyer brokers agreement only because my philosophy was I only want to work with people that want to work with me. But
Mm-hmm.
the thing that I like now that across the board that everybody has to do it. Now that everybody has to do it, now I'm
Ease
sitting
on your
down,
skills.
bro. That's love because now when I sit down now you got competition with other realtors. Really, not really. You just need to sell yourself right then because everybody's going to be spitting the same thing or whatnot. Now, when I talk to somebody, I do kind of like the fact that they're a client because now it makes it more professional. It takes away the friendship that we have with that person because now we have a contract. That's what it's called. At the end of the day, it's a contract. Even though
Now,
people don't like that word, it's a
uh,
contract.
I just want to caveat that by saying one, I'm not an attorney, so I'm just saying that that's what it sounds like to me. I want to wait until my legal counsel on my, my E&O side and my broker side tell me that's what it is, but that's what it sounds from an experienced broker. That's what it sounds like.
Yep. So that's what I like right there. That standpoint there too as well. And then like Gene said too. I think I don't know who I talked to. I talked to a lender earlier about it. You have so many agents out here talking about why are you renting for? You could buy a home for $2,000. Where? Come on, them are agents that don't understand the market and giving you false hope. No, no, you can't buy no house for two. Take that back. You can. There's a couple of factors to that. Can you get a house for $2,000? Yes, but do you want to actually move there or actually live there? And what I mean that is move there as in you want to drive an hour and a half way to work, or do you want to stay in an unsafe neighborhood? That's why I said them two things. So as a agent, you need to be knowledgeable of these things and educate your people better. It's
We don't
no
like the
more.
term unsafe. We like the term up and coming. Thank you, sir.
Well, that's why. Well, that's why
It's
you
an
on
up
here.
and coming neighborhood.
Well,
Yeah.
up,
You know, it's an up and
that's
coming neighborhood.
that's why
Uh,
you on. That's why you're on here.
Hey, hey.
Damn it.
Look,
I'm
hey,
gonna have to clear it a little bit. I gotta go pick my little man up from soccer. But look, I really think that you guys are on something here, and I think that the education piece that you guys are putting out is good. Not only is it good, it's considerable for agents, for buyers, uh, especially for buyers, because buyers don't really understand. Uh, you know how hard it is for when you buy your first home, you don't have all that knowledge, you don't have all of it. You're trying to piece it out, and the agent. The reason why there's good things and bad things about buyers agent, but without a buyer's agent to really coach, be the therapist, be the person who's writing the contract, be the person who's driving you, opening the door, that's a lot on someone, y'all. I mean, you guys may discredit people who are really doing this, but they do a lot. They do a
Hey, I got a
lot.
question for you. I got a question for this, and I don't think the public understands this because you just now gave out a good value prop. But how many times have you worked for free?
a lot.
Oh my gosh! And here's the thing, right? And I don't think people understand that because
Mm-hmm.
had you had to swap spots, would you do the same thing? And then what happens sometimes is the person ends up using their own cousin because the cousin's giving them part of the commission.
Oh
Let's bring it
Lord,
back.
gee,
Out of
look,
nowhere,
stop,
out of
look,
nowhere.
look. COVID during COVID, always I used to tell people the numbers. During COVID, I lost between I didn't lose, but I could have potentially made $30,000 to $40,000. Them were all deals that died. And when you say work for free, so technically you'd go the whole mile on the deal, and at the end something happens. I'm not gonna ask you for no money. That's I got a big heart. Why would I do that? So as agents, as a buyer agent, we don't get compensated. We wasn't getting compensated like they're trying to do now. So we were working for free technically. We're driving around using our gas, showing 10, 20, 30 homes or whatever. And you don't go on a contract, or you go on a contract, guess what? You may lose your job, you got to relocate or something like that. And guess what? We thought we was going to get $10,000, $15,000, and guess what? You ain't getting it. So you ain't.
True.
Listen,
Well,
there's
So
been
gentlemen,
times where
I'm gonna
I've
have to
lost.
exit out on y'all real quick. I don't mean to be
I,
too
I,
quick to cut y'all
I saw
out.
the text. I saw the text come in. It's like, hey, where your ass at?
Hey man, I appreciate. I'm gonna let y'all continue on. Those who watch, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for allowing me to be on here and
Hey,
continue
give
to give a
give a
value
quick plug
proposition.
and show them real quick. Give them a quick plug real quick. Give them a quick plug.
So, if you guys want to invest in real estate, you really want to take a couple of steps. Your first two, three transactions, my company helps you navigate through that piece. Whether you want to flip a property, you want to buy a rental and build your portfolio, or build out your retirement utilizing real estate and using the tax advantages for real estate, our company does that. From the construction side, from the funding side, and even the agent side too. So that's why it's called full circle.
good job. I'm proud of you,
Appreciate it,
sir.
bro.
I taught you a lot, man. God, dog it, man. You did a good job, man. All right, but go ahead, pick your kid up, man. Me and we're gonna finish it out real quick. Me and
Yeah.
Omar.
All right,
Uh,
bet.
so Omar, we talked a lot today about the and even though I had to dip out for a second because technical difficulties on my end, but it's a good thing we had Gene on here, and I think Gene gave us a lot of valuable information, even though we didn't touch on his aspect of what he actually does, but from his experience and by him being on both sides of the field, I think this helps out a lot. The people that tuned in to understand what's actually going on and also what's actually happening and what we should be pivoting to the realtors that wants to continue to stay in the game.
So this was a little bit of inside baseball, right? Because we all like are real estate practitioners and real estate professionals on here, but we also wanted to let the public know that there is a shift happening on their behalf. That there's some things that are happening, that there's headlines that are out here that might not be true. There's headlines that are out here that are like, if it bleeds, it leads. They're trying to make money off you. So you hearing it from people as we are working through it, and
Mm-hmm.
how as a real estate practitioner, how will we move forward with these new rules, and how it affects you and your dollar amount at the bottom, at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Correct, correct. But yeah, man, this was definitely a good episode, good session here, our live, having Gene on. I think we need to do a little bit more, bringing in people, influential people like that. You guys that tuned in, man, I hope you like what we talked about. It was a little different than our three segments, but we felt like there was a need for this, so we can kind of separate. So we can separate the gap between agents, different levels of where they at, and I think this is a good. This is a good live that we just did today to show you the separation from us three to our counterparts that's in the same bond together. We're all family together at the end of the day. Realtors, we're supposed to all be as one, but we're disconnected. A lot of us
Not anymore.
disconnected.
I'm not paying you no commission. Get out of here.
Yeah, so
No.
so man, I hope you guys like this live here. It's a little different. I liked it. Just give y'all guys different insight of what's going on in live and O. We're gonna be back again next week with our sports topic. We got a great one for you guys. We got some new developments for you guys, and we'll give you some updates on the market like we have been on the previous weeks. So you guys stay tuned to what we're doing. We've been consistent. That's the number one thing we have been doing. Good, bad, or ugly, we have been consistent. That's the number one thing for anything you do. We've been consistent. We're going to keep on doing this thing, this journey. We got some stuff me and Omar talked about to pivot to. I think that you guys are going to like moving forward. And if things go as well as planned, that I think so, me and Omar, we probably add some more stuff to this. We do a little bit more frequently because we're seeing more traction of what we're doing, more comments, more replies, more people hitting us up. So we have a lot of great things in store for you guys. So just continue to stay tuned, showing us love. Appreciate all you guys. Omar, any takeouts?
Hey, make sure you share this. If you know somebody who's a real estate agent, make sure you share this so they can see what inside, because I know they're not getting this from their brokerage. Two, share this with buddy or somebody so that we can get the name out there, let them know that hey, there's good knowledge happening about real estate in their market. And then three, we are here for your service. Let's not forget, we're both real estate agents. We help people buy and sell. So please think about us when it's that time. Other than that, listen, I hope you love the pieces of content that we're giving out to you, because it takes work to make this happen.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. See you guys next week. If you got any questions, hit up Omar or myself. Or if you'd like to get more information on Gene on the investing side, reach out to us. We'll connect you with him. And peace. We're live in the O. And we'll see you live next week.
Let's
Peace.
go.